over. Good enough? Good enough. Ooh, the YouTube stuff. Done? Right, I think we're ready to go, finally. Hey, Doc! And Dr. Freakball. Hey, Doc. Yeah, man, I need some social. I'm still kind of all over the show. Hang on a second. Hey, Doc. Doc. I got 2 words for you, buddy. 2 words. Arc Raiders. That's all I need to say. I tear myself away, but I realised I need some social. I need some chit chat, some fun, some social, some talking. I've discovered after my recent trip back to the UK that if I don't get to have some social for 3 days, then it starts to show. Yeah, I've been. Well, I got back on. What day is it? Wednesday. I got back on Monday. I got back late Monday. And then I picked up Arc Raiders because on the Sunday night my friend was showing me the game on PS5 and kind of looks interesting. So yeah, I've been playing that. You do? Oh man, I mean, it would just be the phone looking at the screen, but I could just bring the phone over and just play Arc Raiders with you instead, Dark. Should we do that? Should we just play Arc Raiders? I don't have to paint right now. Nothing's quite set up. You tell me. I will quite happily take the should we just do that? Should I just take the phone over to the screen? You get to see the shambles that is my computer desk. You tell me, Dark. I'm up for it if you are. I'll put the computer on speaker, and we'll just sit and we can do that as well instead. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Frankly, screw it. Should we do it? Let's do it. If you're playing right now, hang on. I might have to censor this a little bit because this house is a shambles. We can just play like that. Or is that? Oh no, that's rubbish. It doesn't work. We'll go back to the painting. It doesn't work. I got to step away. Yeah, I am a little bit dark. To be honest, it's kind of got its hooks into me. What level are you, out of interest? I just realised. I just realised I showed on my screen all my analytics dashboard, but there's nothing on there that's dangerous. Oh right, yeah. Also, I've got a couple of models. So, hang on. But yeah, it cost me €40, but I would say it's already paid for itself in entertainment value. It's pretty fun, frankly. But I should really do something else. It's kind of grabbing me a little bit. The trouble is, the last game I had, they screwed me over at the very end. Some guy screwed me over. And considering I get in every engagement where I get screwed over, I have no real ability to fight back. So it sucks that they screwed me over, because I could have screwed them over first because they were breaching a downed pod right next to the extracty pipey thing. But they friggin'... I could have just blasted them whilst they're breaching it, but instead they got me. Third is when I bought it, it ended up... Hey, RK, K9. Level 41. Okay, I'm 24, I think. But yeah, so, like, I'm getting screwed over quite a lot in the game. I don't want to keep getting screwed over, but it's making me start to think that I should start... Because I could have screwed that guy over, because he was breaching the pod. I could have shot him, but I'm carrying two guns now, basically. I'm carrying a sniper, I'm carrying the ferro, and a kettle. I'd rather it be a pistol, but I can't make a pistol. I've got to get that weapons bench to number 2. Yeah, Arcane Knight, they are like that, it's true. But this one's a lot better than most. I've had people help me a whole lot more. How big does the stash go, out of interest? That's what I'd be interested in knowing. I mean, I think I'm somewhere in the 200s. Grenades are always nice. Ammo, you can just buy your ammo rather than make it. That's also good. But I just really like chasing... okay, so my next upgrade is 90, so I'm a little way off. Or did I do the 90? I think I might have done the 90. One of the two. I think I'm around the 90 mark. So I bought. Remember, I bought those discounted army painter sets. Turns out they come with some little scenery bits, just some little tufts of grass. But they also had a couple of models. I got like this big old ogre thing, which I thought would be great for a practice model. And I got this this as well in the kits. And then for €30, I got this many paints, which isn't bad. Hang on, how many's in a row? 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 paints. So that's less than €1 a paint and the models. Yeah, there was like wandering monsters and an adventure kit. So I might assemble those. I'm not sure what to do. I feel a bit discombobulated. Yeah. So it's under €1 a paint. I've not tried any of them yet, but I haven't got a test model sorted out because I've been caught up in Arc Raiders and I haven't really sat down and painted at all since being back on Monday. Oh, here's a model. I've got a very, very old. What is this one? Ungor. He's a bit beat up, but he can be painted. So we can give these paints a test. I've got another one. He's looking a bit... Hang on. He looks quite nice. He looks quite nice Genestealer colours. When did I paint him? He looks alright. He could be Genestealer flesh. What did I do with him? Oh my god, I can't believe I've just picked this guy up and I'm like, hey, that could be the Genestealer colour. How did I do that? When did I mean, he's years and years old. Yeah, is it... I need to recreate this. That would solve the problem, wouldn't it? That would be a Genestealer purple. I need to figure out how on earth I did that. Any other white models in here? No, but I've got this lovely ogre, or Ogryn body. I need to do something with him. Definitely. Unintentionally found a really good Genestealer purple. Oh, isn't that a treat? Tell me, guys, how you doing, man? I did miss you on my travels. You were missed. But the trip, what it taught me is I got an awful lot of social in. I was making a point of talking to anyone and everyone I could, because it's England, so people expect to chit chat. It just reminded me that the social, I got to get the social in. Looks like a dark purple undercoat and then 2 shades of the same purple mixed with cream white and dry brushed. Yes, the recesses are still dark on it, aren't they? It looks maybe even like it's an ink, potentially. Certainly in the middle there, it could be an ink in the middle of the abs. But there's definitely something going on there. But something we can find out. So, let's have a look at our paints. So we've got Warlock Hex. That looks kind of mildly purple, doesn't it? Warlock Hex. Let's see what other purples we got here. We got Sacrificial Red, Clotted Blood. They're not purples. Oh! Hey, look. So we've got... I don't even know how to say that word. Worm. We've got these two. The back flap of the leather, yeah, you can see that that's an ink, can't you? You can see it. That's an ink. There's definitely a paint on there as well, dark. There's definitely a paint. It looks like a darker ink, but that's just ink on white there for that. So something's going on. But I kind of feel like I want to test out these. Look, purple and slightly lighter purple. Yeah, the model's white. Yeah, base coated in skull white. I'm going to test it with these new colours. And what I can do is I can crack the old palette out. And it's a bit of a shambles here. I've still got the Cult Genestealers from Hive Secundus lying about, even though they are varnished and ready to go. And it's just worm. The worm. Right, let's move these out of the way. In a perfect world, I'd like to get the palette in shot. So as long as I use that top corner. So these guys are ready to go. Oh man, yeah. God, you guys I missed you guys. I did miss you guys. A bit of social's important, clearly. Let's crack out these purples. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to... What's a bit of a novelty is that it's a little blobby tube, so I can just blob it down. So if we just blob... Ooh. Okay, I maybe should have shook that a little bit more. Let's just give it a little shake, see if the pigment's in there. It's a nice purple. Let's just whack a little bit more there. Okay. And then the darker one. I've never used Army Painter paints. This isn't an ad. They haven't got back to me about sponsorship, and I don't think they will. I think I'm too small. But I bought the paints anyway because 70% off. How could you ignore that, you know? I was just like, you know what, 70% off. The postage was only $5.60. Sorry, $5.90. I was like, you know what, I can live with that. Right, so there's our purples. One's come out a lot better than the other. But let's just give it a whirl. Let's see how we get on. Oh, I don't need that saw, it's fine. It's a bit jelly-ish. It's a bit slimy. It's a bit jelly. Why is it so jelly? Is that because it's separated? Might have separated. I've squirted out a load of the It's not got a lot of pigment. Maybe we can jazz it up. Maybe we can get some more pigment in that. That's very, very watery. Let's pop a bit of... I'm going to pop a bit of Carrion Crimson in that to see if I can't get a bit more pigment in it. So let's just dunk the brush in that and then add that to it. Just to see if we can mix that in a little bit. See if we can't get a little bit more colour going out. What I think is that the medium is separated from the medium. Yeah, it might be the case. It does seem quite watery, quite pigmenty, pigmentless. And the thing is, I'm kind of a one coat kind of guy, pigment kind of guy, you know. So this one is not. It's not necessarily, because like that's not necessarily what I want really. Although maybe once we let that dry, we can use the other purple, because the other purple does look full of pigment. Let's just make sure there's nothing written on the bottle that indicates nothing different now. Hey, Robocraft! Yeah, man! Talk about... Can you believe that was 10 years ago? 10 years. 10 years plus. That was the height of the RC days. 14, 15, I'd say, was the height. Yeah, we're all getting older, guys. Just find some fun while you can, guys. That's all I say. Find some fun whilst you can. Ah, my headphones set off. Yeah, I played a lot of that game. I just liked how easy it was to build stuff, and I just loved that there was a bit of variety to it. You know, you could load on a higher tier rail and go full sniping if you wanted to. Or you could just bezz around with SMGs if you wanted to. I don't know. It's been 10. Yeah, it's been 10, guys. Yeah, can you believe that? It's been 10. I find it shocking. I'm going to let that dry. We might be onto something there. So that's the worm blood with a little bit of Carrion Crimson mixed in. It looks like shite at the moment, but that doesn't mean it's going to look like shite forever. I reckon... Yeah, K9. Yeah, time does friggin' fly, doesn't it? It's absolutely bezzing past at supersonic speeds. It's ridiculous. Oh, hello. No, that's not really a good practice model. I need practice models. That's what I need. Whilst that paint's drying, I might just try and assemble... Oh, the mini of the month is a little Chaos Dwarf as well. I got stuck in Salisbury, where Stonehenge is. For a long layover, so I actually went into the centre and went to the Games Workshop there, picked up a free mini, so that's kind of nice. So I think I'm going to just stick this together. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, RC. I got a real soft spot for RC. I just wish two things would happened. Right, I wish two things happened. The main one is I wish they didn't run themselves into the ground. I wish they didn't do that, because they did seem to not listen to the community. How I feel with RC is that there was a very vocal minority, and they got listened to, and then the majority of people who don't really want to pipe up and get involved were just disappointed. But then it did get to the point where it felt like they weren't actually listening to anyone. Everyone was screaming for certain things, but they just didn't listen. Or, what I think might be more the case, is that they couldn't implement the things that were being asked for them. Maybe that was the case. But even so, they did that. You know, they didn't. Something went wrong a little bit there. Do you remember, what was his name? So he made really, really good builds, like really, really combat effective builds. I want to say Roswell, maybe? Does his name sort of like that sound familiar? Rosefall, there we go, yeah. Nice guy. I actually spoke to him a couple of times in voice chat. We actually had a little bit of a chit chat. I think we did something together where I built a piece of crap and he built something really good. Was not TPP effective. What's TTP effective? You've got my curiosity now. What does that mean? Oh, so they looked. So it was the opposite. They weren't. It looked great, but they weren't super effective. Ah, okay. I get you. Yeah, he was. He was really good. What I liked in talking to Rose is that he would agonize for hours and hours and hours over his builds and get them super top notch. When I just like to pop on, 8-minute builds, build something fun, go try it out, amend it appropriately if need be. But we were very different schools of thought, both equally valid. But I would say that a lot of people would attribute time spent to quality, so everyone thought his builds were better. And frankly, I think they were better. Well, every one of Rose's builds were super pretty, so I would say they were better. They just took a hell of a lot longer. And that's not how I like to roll. I like to bez out a build, kind of make it up as I go. Some worked, some didn't, but that's part of the fun. The game was really good for that. You could just so I think this troll is going to be a great practice model. It's very simple features as well. I like that it's not like overloaded with detail. It's quite refreshing. I was like, oh, this looks a bit basic, but then I thought to myself, hang on, it's just doesn't need to be like crammed full of details. So I'm going to use this guy for testing tattoos because I've got a figure. No, sorry, war paints. I need a war paint for my ogres, and I need a war paint for my savage orcs who are going to be archers. But I need to practice some friggin' what do you call it? Tattoos. Yeah, RCD really did cater to everyone's tastes because not everyone's the same and not how they go about things. Swimming quality kind of guy when it comes to building things and painting. Yeah, I get you. Since the game dead, what happened to the studio with the license thing that prevented it from going back to RC14? Wait, since game dead. Now you all know what happened to the studio with the license thing that prevented them from going back to RC14. No, I haven't heard anything like that. So they wanted to roll it back, but someone was stopping them, or someone wanted to roll it back. I have no idea, but that game could have really took off, and if it had have really took off, that's the thing about doing a game YouTubing thing, right? Like if the game falls on its face or people lose interest, your channel does, and that's so common that a lot of channels. That's probably the hardest thing, to transition over to a new game and not feel like you're just forcing yourself to. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. So that's the problem. For me, I'm going with social. I need to learn how to socialize again, guys. But I'll be frank, Arc Raiders, I would stream that in a heartbeat. To the point of where I was saying to Dark that I would just bring my phone over and just record the screen. If that's not a game you're enjoying, then I don't know what is. Yeah, it's a gamble. But the trouble is, I didn't choose the game because I thought it was going to be successful. I chose it because I love robots. That's what's also good about Arc Raiders. You get to mess around with robots. I'm currently trying to ride one of the flying ones like a horsey, and I have managed to jump on them a couple of times. But they just shake me off quite quickly, unfortunately. But that's the new fun. And I like poking at the really big robots as well. I've only seen the Queen. I was only just looking at her because the map's not always available. But I didn't shoot at her. But the jumpy ones, the mortar ones, which I think are the worst, and the bastions, which I really enjoy the sound their gun makes. I like poking all of them and hiding behind cover and stuff. It's really, really fun. I don't want to screw over everyone I meet because there's some really nice people. However, I'm getting screwed over, so yeah, I think Arcane recording the monitor is as addicted as I am, I think it's too crap. So FreeGem closed down the studio and thus Robocraft, and Robocraft 2 are dead with no dev. Off Steam and servers no longer exist, meaning that the only things they could have happened is sale of. Right, okay. So yeah, RC2 wasn't going to work out. I could smell it. I could smell it when I fired it up. It wasn't going to work out. Too complicated. There's nothing wrong with complicated, but you've got to have, as we said earlier, it's got to cater to a lot of people. And, you know, I'm not terribly smart. I don't necessarily know the ins and outs of how everything works. And it just, it gets, you need to have that accessibility. Private RC1 servers, yeah, but am I going to go through all of the effort to sort out and join a private RC server? Probably not, frankly. I'm happy to leave it where it's lying. You know, if it's not going to take off after 2,000 videos, then you know, I don't think I need to revisit it. Oh, you can't even stream it. Oh man. See, what would be... Do you know what I just thought was really nice? Say the game did take off, but it still went under, right? I'd buy the license. Could you imagine that? That would be so ridiculous. I don't know how to do anything with games at all, but we could maybe try and roll it back. I tell you what, I put boss mode back in immediately. I'd throw that mode back in so fast. I might not even bother with Megabots, to be honest. Might not even bother with them. But I'd get boss mode in, that's for sure. That's so good. A lot of people missed it. It was very early on, the boss mode. Yeah, I don't think I'm somewhere around that mark. You're probably more than me, realistically, but I don't think I'm far behind. Good game. But yeah, Arc Raiders, I like it. I like it a lot. I've got to level 24. And I've gone up the red tree with all the looty bits and the extra carry weight and stuff like that. I absolutely adore the Ferro, the heavy rifle. Love that gun. Didn't realise it was so good at armor penetration when I first started using it, but then I did some free loadout ones and I was like, this machine gun's piddly poo. So I'd rather have the slower fire rate and be able to pop off armor. And you can just farm XP off the big guys if you just hide in a building. You can just rattle off shots at the big guys. You won't kill them anytime soon, but when one shot's 120 XP, like, it soon adds up. And I've been going up roughly a level a match. I do like doing night times as well. Night times are good fun, but people are more gung-ho. You can tell what kind of a... I don't use the comms. I just use the... Europa Universalis. I struggle with that game. It's a bit complicated for me. I do struggle a bit with that. Right, I think we're going to put together this this guy. I think he's going to... I didn't bother with the instructions. I'm just going to wing it. I don't think I can go far wrong with gluing the belly in. So it's going to go the way of all the extraction shooters, and I know I'm going to lose interest because I can already feel my heart hardening. Like, when someone comes over and is genuinely friendly, I'm like, oh, you're going to have to screw me over. I will say this. Typically, the people who have killed me, if they haven't started firing outright, they don't respond typically. There was one guy who elaborately said, hey, you know, don't shoot, and then said, do you want to team up? And then as soon as I looked away, they shot me. But it could go... What will happen is people will keep jumping on people and killing them, and then those people will leave. Those nice ones will go for something else, and we will only be left with the people who immediately screw you over. And at that point, the game doesn't have anything to offer me that any of these other types of games have. You know, run around, feel like an NPC loot bot, get killed, they take your loot, you rinse and repeat. The only thing that keeps me in is that you can get XP. So even if I die, I say to myself, right, I'm picking up this stuff. It's not mine. I'll keep my XP. So I do my gathering, get my XP, and I can still level up because I like tech trees. So But yeah, I think it's going to go downhill fast. I think so. Even in the last, well, I'd say like 20% of the time I'm getting attacked. But it's normally when you're alone. When you're alone with one other person, that's when you've got to really watch out when they feel like they can get away with it. Restaurant City, can't say I have, no. Can't say I've played it. So I'm going to try my old plastic glue on this. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I'm going to give it a go. I haven't actually painted anything. I just wanted to get on. I wanted to get on and chat, that's the thing. Ferro Anvil, PvE. So the anvil, I'm using a kettle, but it seems like it's quite a heavy weapon. Ferro Anvil, PvE player. Oh, sorry. Stitcher, Boletta Kettle, Toro, Torrent Renegade, Osprey, Venerator, PvP, Sweaty Tryhard. I don't want to be a sweaty tryhard. I really don't want to be. It's just when people just screw me over, it makes me want to try and get in the first shot. And I'm now carrying 2 guns as of the last game I played. But the thing is, it's a lot of carry weight. And I'm like, am I just carrying this because I'm just tired of sweaty boys, like, tryharding all up on me? Am I playing the game differently to how I'd want to play? Kettle. Well, I can't make a pistol. I can't make that revolver. That's the thing. So I just equipped the kettle, and then upgraded it to level 4 and added the attachments. But the way I figure, I just if I smell some reluctance on someone's part, I'll shoot them, right? And then if it's near the exit point and they go down, I won't kill them, because then we can still both extract, but then they're not going to potentially screw me over. So I might start doing that. This is a gorgeous model. It's almost like I don't want to practice on it. Like I kind of want to paint it. That's a great belly. Heavy Armor and Revolver sounds nice. Now do I have the BP? Doing quests, get the recipe for the Beretta, a green light ammo pistol. Yeah, I think a light ammo pistol would be really helpful, to be honest. Yeah, it's a really nice game, but its days are numbered. Once all the dickbags drive off the people who want to play about, and it's just sweaty, as you say, sweaty tryhard all the time, and all the nicer, more muckabout players. Like, I'll give you an example, right? We were fighting, not a Bastion, the mortar robot, right? It was a big fight, and there was 4 of us in the room, and it was the thing was like mortaring us. I decided to play the flute because it's like a little action tune to it, and everyone had a really good time. But those days won't last. No, do I have the BP? Older now. I only play co-op games with friends. I play alone. I've got a couple of friends who play. But alone's all right. I'm getting a little bit put off nighttime. I was playing exclusively nighttime, but I'm getting screwed over a lot of nighttime. I don't mind. What I should probably rock the 2 guns, but if I get loads of loot, drop one of the guns. Oh, but it's level 4. It's tough, guys. It's tough because I want to have fun. As you can probably tell, I'm not sure which way to go about it. But I think there's a way. This is a really nice model. He's got his little hand on his hip. Oh. When you play solo, you basically run into solos and you can't see trios. You may occasionally see a duo, but it's rare. Nighttime raids are for teams and people looking to kill others as a principle. Assume hostility. Why? Yeah, but nighttime you get more XP. Like you get more. Surely you get more XP with nighttime, don't you? That's what I think you get. I think you get more XP for night times. What I really like is when the game mode, loads of probes flying around, hits. I really enjoy that, seeing them all come down. That's it, more loot, yeah. But I've got Looter's Luck to level 5, so I get quite a lot of loot anyway. Basically, I don't have to stay on the Even with salvaging stuff, I don't have to stay on the map for very long before I'm encumbered. Yeah, more loot, more danger. RK9, yeah. There's quite a nice balance because you're getting shot at sometimes, but it's not your mainstay. You do indeed, Dark? Javdav! Hey, buddy. Yeah, Dark, you do indeed. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, I know, Dark. I didn't get to level 24 in friggin' 2 days without knowing that, buddy. You know? Appreciate the sentiments, though, but appreciate you trying to help. But I knew that one. Right, I guess I should stick this guy. Hang on, if he's holding the bag with... Hang on a second. Was he meant to be holding that mallet? Do you think maybe the gap in the hand was for him to be holding this hammer? I think so too. I'm going to have to try and prise this arm off. But it's probably already set hard. Yeah. Okay, it came off. I'm going to put the hammer in the hand. See if it feels like it does pinch it in. I'm going to put that back on. Ooh. Come on, slide back on. Come on. Shite. Ah, I put it back on, but the hammer wasn't in his hand. This is really fiddly. Oh, Christ. Come on, you Argyle piece of crap. Referring to myself. The model's fine. I just thought I didn't have to read the instructions. I've kind of bent one of the chains now a little bit, unfortunately. But I think I can get it. I think I can get it on. Okay. So, I think he does hold it. Look. I think he does hold it. Look, I think he does. See that? I pulled the arm off, put it back on. It's not quite joined up, but he is sort of holding it against his leg. I feel like he is meant to do that. Yeah. And what I broke is, see this chain here? I've stressed it. You can see that I've bust that. But luckily it's still quite chunky. Now there's a bit of a seam in the arm underneath now where it's holding the hammer. So if I could wiggle the hammer a little bit, maybe I can reduce that. But I'd rather him be holding the hammer than not. So what I'm going to do is, in that recess, I'm going to squirt a load of glue. Because I want him to hold the hammer. I quite like it. I think it looks like a good pose. Uh-oh. I've just noticed on the base. There's a hole for the hammer. The hammer's just sitting on the ground. Pull the hammer out the arm. Glue the arm back on properly. Okay, we figured out. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, you read the instructions. There's a spot for the hammer right there. So hammer goes there. So let's glue the arm back on. And then now we know. Now we know. But there's very little damage to the model. Just a chain. We lost a chain, but other than that, we're good. So I have made, so I like to, at the end of summer, make my New Year's resolutions, right? He was itchy in the bum bum. Oh yeah, he does look like he's scratching his butt, doesn't he? Right, so yeah, like I said, I like to make my New Year's resolutions at the end of summer, but I've made one this past weekend, and I've always complained about being poor to myself, right? I'm a big fan of doing that, complaining to myself for being poor. So what I'm going to do, and now hear me out on this because it's a bit of a revelation, right? That's it. I've decided I'm not going to buy stuff. So I'm going to test it out. All I've been doing since I've been back is getting the supermarket stuff because I've got to get food for the family and all. But as far as frivolous buys, I'm going to stop buying things. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Table, you just bought an army painter set before you left. It's true, I did. But that was before. I've got enough shit, guys. I've got enough shit in the house. And yes, I know I did just buy Arc Raiders. I didn't say I was perfect, right? But as of now, I'm gonna stop buying so much stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna look into is what free shenanigans. Yeah, the pile of shame is like there's loads of stuff. Ironically, I was pretty poor during the RC days anyway, so there's not much change. This guy's so nice, I kind of don't want to use him as a practice model. I really like him. Well, I mean, I'll still do practice model. But we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, I think the pile of shame, there's enough pile of shame, and like I've got enough copies of rules and stuff for the games. We can just play the games. Like, I don't think I have to buy anything. You know, I don't want to buy anything anymore. Don't want to spend on anything. I don't want no streaming services. I don't want to be spending money on stuff that I don't need. That's what I'm going to try. Also, going back to England after, well, it was 2014. I was last on my own in England, visiting. Things have gone downhill, man. It is not as nice as it was. It's really. Nothing really seems to be working at all over there. It's a bit run down. I travelled all over the place as well. Well, not all over the place, but I travelled a lot. If anyone's interested, I will give you... You know what? I've actually run out of glue. Ironically, I think I've just run out of glue. I've got some more pots here, but had them for so many years. I don't know if there's anything actually in them. Hopefully. I totally avoided London. I actually travelled out of my way. The closest I got to London was I spent 3 hours on the M25 going around London by bus, rather than going through London. Just didn't want to go in. Didn't want to go in at all. Because if I went through London, I would have been on the tube, which is like a metro system, and I would have been on there. And I don't want to. I don't want to. Last time I was there, someone tried to blind me. I don't want to go there. London. I always used to say that London was a nice daytime city, and that after about 6 p.m. 6:30 you wanted to be inside, and that's when I used to live in Brixton. But now I would just say, you know, don't bother. Yeah, it's pretty stabby. Yeah, what they don't mention is that there's like kind of like gang stabby, and that's dictated by your area code. So literally, whatever area you live in, you're in that stabby gang. And if you're in a different area code, then you can just stab that person up. They do love their stabbings. It's a bit ridiculous. Ironically, stabbings scare me more than America and the guns and the shootings, because everyone has a gun, but I'll get told off for carrying a knife. Nor do I want to get into a frigging sword fight. But I would definitely be a concealed carry if I lived in the US, because gun beats knife, and also not everyone is a thieving shooting bugger, you know. There was yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Doug. Yeah, for those of you who don't understand gang culture, well, I was just chatting. From what I understand about gun versus knife, that the distance to close with someone who has a gun not drawn is actually far longer than you think. From what I understand, so the distance can be closed really quickly. But if I was given a choice, gun or knife, I think I'd take a gun. But I think it's also that when you pew someone, they don't necessarily fall down immediately as well, do they? So that's okay. All right, you've got a point, Dark. I'm not disagreeing. I really like this guy. I think he is delicious. Ah, that purple would have dried by now, wouldn't it? Let's whack the other purple on. Let's put this on the glue. Okay, well, hang on. Does gun beat knife? Gun beat knife. Gun beats knife. Who? Come on, someone, is there any Americans on? Is anyone from America? Yeah, and typically, what I think about knives is, if someone shows you their knife, they're trying to scare you. If they walk up to you with it hidden, they're going to stab you. Yeah. Grenade? Grenade? I think grenade beats everything. You can just grenade yourself and them. Yeah, you have to draw a name. Yeah, it's true. I'm just not... I think you guys might have too much faith in knives. You know? But grenade sounds good. Just blow yourself up and them. If in doubt, scatter your body parts about. Right, let's try this other purple. This one looks far more pigmenty. Let's have a go. Oh, it's still ever so slightly white. No, it's not light. It's just got a shine. What it is the medium has come out. Oh, yeah, it's not a one and done coat, is it? It's knife gun. That's what you need. You need a good old fashioned knife gun with a grenade sellotaped to the handle just in case. How do I feel about this? Not sure that it's gonna... Yeah, it would seem that Army Painter is multiple coats. I'm not liking it. It looks like washed out, doesn't it? Knife beats gun on average when closer than 25 feet. Beats it 100% of the time if closer than 10 to 15 feet. 100% if 5 feet. Ah, yeah, don't walk like a scaredy cat. There's something in that one, right? Yeah, if you look like you belong, you're less likely to get bothered. It's true. Yeah, don't walk with indecision. Walk like you're in a hurry and slightly pissed off. Also, I have a special walk that I invented as a teenager for navigating crowds of people, and it's called the Rhinoceros Walk, which I will explain if you are interested. Yeah, that's the scary thing about stabbing. That is the terrifying thing about it, is that you can get a little pokey and you're just done. It doesn't take much at all. That's rather terrifying. And what looks like, you know, a teeny tiny stab wound is actually something devastating. Yes, it's a terrifying world we live in, man. I wish I had guns. I wish I had loads of guns with knives sellotaped onto them and a grenade. And yeah, that's what I wish. Luckily, I live in a friggin' safe-ass part of the world, but anywhere remotely rough would be terrifying to me. It looks watery. It looks watery. It doesn't look nice, you know? It doesn't look nice. Yeah, just carry a heavy bolter. Yeah, just carry a bolt round, and if they come near you, just bite into it with such vigor that it detonates, taking you both. Humans are both scarily robust, actually terrifyingly robust, and can survive things that make no sense, and also the most fragile creature pound for pound on the planet. Agreed, Dark. Agreed. I think so too. I think that human bodies can suffer catastrophic damage and still keep going. But at the same time, yeah, it can be a little bit like, you step down a step wrong and you're gone. There's something, I tell you what, yeah. Dapple, I can't even say the name, I'm going to give it a go. Dapple, that is plebis, is right. Something's gone. Something has left, and it's like, it feels like we're being squeezed too hard, and there's not enough, and like, if there was an abundance, I think people could be a little bit more their best selves. But I feel like we're all being squeezed a little bit too hard, and it brings out the worst in us. And some people are just terrible as well. The pleb. Can I call you plebby? Plebbies, plebbies. When I was in England, I was having a meal with my family, and my brother accidentally referred to bubblegum as bubbly gums, and it just tickled me, and it plebby reminds me of that. Plebbies eating bubbly gums. Bubbly gums for plebbies. Mm. Yeah, it's true. It's but it is worse. Something is worse. I don't like it. I feel like I don't know. I just why why is everything so annoying? why is why does it feel like everything's trying to just piss me off? Francois, hey buddy, we're getting right philosophical here. Jesus, hemisphere rectal Tommies. So there is something going on that's going to annoy people. No, it's nothing. I'm just not doing anything. I'm just drinking my coffee. We've just been talking. I need some social. I haven't actually. All I've painted is I've tried out some of these army painter paints, and I'm not too happy with how that looks. Ironically, I was looking through my bits box, and we found this guy painted, and he's a lovely Gene Stealer colour, but he's years old. So I know I have the purples. I just don't know what combination. Could we say that that is one? That could be one, right? It looks like that's one of them, right? Oh, YouTube's messed up. I don't know. Is anyone else having any issues? I think that's the purple. The question is, what's in the recesses? Tell me. This looks poo. I think that we can go ahead and call that a mucky failure. Excuse me. So let's try caking it in this purple, and then trying something else, right? So we go on with this purple and just cover it up and get that into the recess. See, look, when the second coat went on, it went a bit more purple, but it has the same problem when I go over the white. Look, it looks so washed out. I think I might not like army painter paints. I need more pigment. I want pigment in my paint. Right, so let's let that dry. Druky Violet. Francois on it. Yeah, and I own that one. We've seen it before. Let's find the old Druky. There it is. Hello. There we go. Druky Violet. That will be the one. So let's test that on another part of the model. Something's wrong with YouTube. Oh no, Francois is having some issues. Could it be, dare I say it, your internet's? COVID, I think COVID screwed over a lot of people because they were just stuck on their phones. And I think in general, people got to get off phones. Like the utter crud. Like, I had to get off watching shorts because it was like nonsense. And where I'm just looking for a feed, and I'm like, where's my dopamine? Where's my dopamine? Where's my dopamine? Where's my dopamine? And I'm like, I've wasted that time. So I'm trying not to do that. What I'm doing now is I stay off the streams. Occasionally, I watch a short. If it pops up on my YouTube page and it's like Sora AI videos, they really tickle me, but I won't scroll through looking for them. And then if I'm using, I use my phone here, and then I don't take my phone outside with me anymore, and I play Arc Raiders. There's a button that presses. Is it F11? Try F11. I feel like F11 might be it.
what it is, Dark, is that I can't. It's been creeping in for a while. Like, originally in the UK, it was like, don't express a strong opinion about the monarchy, either for or against, because people who think the opposite will get annoyed. Then it was like, don't talk about Brexit because people will just get angry. And I was like, I'm kind of like self-censoring things. Now, the thing is, I like to have a good conversation about something and play devil's advocate about a topic, and I don't necessarily believe it, but I just like to take the other standpoint to continue the conversation going along, you know, because if everyone agrees, then the conversation kind of ends. But the trouble is, people take it as you're mad, and that like you genuinely believe it, even though you're taking the worst stance just for the convo. They've directly modified the algorithm of what you see at random. No longer cater to you, but to division. Yeah, there's a name for it, isn't it? Like, it's like something, like not reassurance, but something bias. What was it? Bias reinforcement or something? Reinforcement bias, I think it's called. Yeah, and like. Yeah, if you don't agree with me, I'm mad at you. But maybe I want to talk to the people who are on the other side of the fence, you know? And also, I don't really care. I don't really feel strongly about many things. Like, I just want to have a chit chat, but I don't feel the need to force my agenda or my opinion on converting others. I just like to have a chat about it. Oh, let's see what Doc's seen. It deliberately shows leftist extreme right-wing news, posting conservative items, and shows right-wingers and conservative things made by leftist fairies, LGBT individuals, etc. Yeah, I just don't like being so friggin' poor, man. Sucks. And I'm not blaming anyone else. Like, I'm not good at stuff. I just wish, I don't know. I just feel like we're not here long. All of us will be gone in a blink of an eye. And I just feel like life shouldn't be this. Life should be a little bit more fun. And the thing is, I've got it better than most. So that purple ink is the one. Francois was absolutely right. He's absolutely right there. That's beautiful. So, when that's done, we will try the Decala Lilac. Decala Lilac. But yeah, so, yeah, everyone's feeling a little bit squeezed, it would seem. But it's different in different countries. And it's only ever so slight here in Finland, because Finnish people really rally. They don't take no guff. Debabada. Debabada? No, Dekhala. Deka babalala? Deka hababa habada babada? Habala. Can I just say this as well? I think guys in general have it harder as well, because from my experience in life, no one really gives a shit about hearing about your feelings as a guy. And then when you're around other guys, you don't want to talk about your feelings because you don't want to put that on someone whose time you enjoy. You don't want to make it a weighted conversation. You want to make it as light and as fun as possible because you like them. You want the time to be fun, so you don't bother saying anything about that as well. Do not attempt to be friends with the world, for to be friends with the world is to earn the eminency of the Lord. You're not going to be friends with everyone. No, you're not. Let's call it T'Challa. Okay, we'll call it T'Challa Purple. T'Challa Purple. That's the one. T'Challa Purple. You can't be friends with everyone. A phrase I heard floating around is that you've got to find your tribe. Because we are like our little monkey brains. But the trouble is, my tribe would have to be as weird as me, you know? And I don't know, people seem a lot more well-rounded. You should have seen how my wife looked at me when I said sometimes when I go to the shop, I have to buy things in pairs. So my shopping basket will have pairs of the same item. I don't want to, but I have to buy them in pairs, and I will leave things off the list that I actually need if I can't afford to get it in a pair. The way she looked at me, so maybe I need to keep that stuff to myself a little bit more. Where are we going in the chat? So a Bible verse. Francois, are you a religious gentleman? I'm curious about that. I do like talking about religion. Oh, Dapple Plebby Bubblegums has summed it up. Yeah. It does get Malako. It does get weaponized. I don't communicate my feelings all the time with my missus, because sometimes when we're arguing, she will trot that out against me, and so I keep it to myself. It is true. It does happen sometimes. Not every time, but if it's a difference between her winning an argument and not winning an argument, sometimes that will happen. Is that too personal a thing to say? No, it's fine. Everyone argues. Depends on what I mean by religious. I don't know what I mean by religious, Francois. I just threw that bracket out there. I thought Bible verse, religion. That's as far as it went. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, fundamentally different ways of thinking. It is true. Right. So the purple's drying. I should probably do something else. I'm just happy to be sitting here, frankly. So we're going to be here for the stream. We're going to do another hour, so I should paint something. Jav, I got a theory on being stupid, right, Jav? I think that I'm an idiot, right? Hear me out. My theory is this, because I think, if you're stupid, right? If you're dumb, you don't think you're dumb. You just go about your day, living your life, doing your thing. But then how you're perceived by others is like, this guy's as thick as pig shit. And that's what I think. That's why I think I'm stupid, because I don't go around. I just go about my day. I just do my things. I don't know. I think there's a theory in there. I love trotting out. So that theory is about 10% complete theory, and I've just trotted that out there just to talk about it. So that's my theory. Do you know you're stupid? Do you know you're dumb is the thing, or do you just go about your day thinking I'm just just a normal guy? Dunning-Kruger, is that an actual name? So the Dunning-Kruger effect is you don't know that you're stupid, but everyone else around you does know that you're stupid. And also, do people, if you're really stupid, do people treat you a little bit nicer because you're stupid? You're like, oh, bless him, he's trying. He's such a dumbass. I'll treat him with kid gloves. I'll be a little bit nicer to him because he's dumb as a brick. Dumb as a brick in a canal. Do they treat you? I think there's something in that. The dumber you are, the smarter you think you are. I think you could also say that with being insane. You're like, oh, I'm not crazy. I just like smearing dog turds on my bedroom walls. What's wrong with that? That's not crazy. Do you know you're crazy? I don't think you do. Who was it? Was it Javdav saying? I think I'm with Javdav. Is that I think I'm dumb. I think my brain is just a bit crap. Because the way I say that is because if I was smart, I would have used my smart brain to get me the things I like. That's why I think. Dunning-Kruger effect. Yes, post-its, and there's a bias where people with low ability in a specific area overestimate their competence, while high performers tend to underestimate theirs. Oh, so it's an actual thing. I'm just going to paint. I need to paint. That's what I need to do. I need to pick something up. Is this Grace here? No. Administration grey. Administration grey. There's a Corax white. I'll do some edge highlighting. I've got a white. Did we finally conclude which wins, gun versus knife, or are we gun knife grenade handle gun, knife, gun, or was it gun or knife? Dark weighed in. He thinks that under 15 feet away, knife wins 100% of the time. But then he also said that if you draw your knife away, gun. So here's another thing. So the little triangle thing, that means gun is greater than knife, right? That's how that little triangle works. The bigger end means greater. Malako! I got an email back. They referred me to their marketing department. The marketing department said they'd get back to me within 5 days. They haven't. The army painter sets that I bought for 70% off have come through. I got this gorgeous guy. And then some dumb bitch with a cauldron. Here she is. And I got 40 paints. For including postage, about $38. My brain thinks that other people think I'm dumb, but it's amplified by my neurodivergence. Do you think, Javdav, saying that you're dumb almost gives you a get out of jail free card for being dumb? I'll make a comparison, right? I know this person who's an alcoholic, right? And they say, yeah, I bought those Malacca. I didn't get given those. I bought those because it was 70% off. So my theory is this, right? So there's this guy who's a drunk. He's a drunk, and he says to me, Kev, I'm an alcoholic. I got an alcohol problem. I was like, all right, okay. I like that. You know, he's able to self-reflect, analyze that, and say, look, I've got this problem. But he makes no attempt to change. He's very happy being a drunk. So it's almost like if he says it, it means that he's like, well, I recognize it's a problem. That's all I need to do. Just recognize it. I don't know. This theory's getting a little bit wonky. Yeah, I might hold off, Malako. I might hold off. I don't want to be chasing them, you know. I don't want to. I know this is another example of me needing that little push. I get that. I get it's another one of those moments. But I don't. I have to think about sending the message. I'm a little bit all over the show at the moment. I'm a little bit discombobulated. I think I'll just do some edge highlights, and although that needs a bit more grey, I need something a little bit more complete than that. Here we go. Yeah. So knife. It seems that people are leaning towards knife. So when the guy came in that movie Untouchables with a knife and Sean Connery poo-pooed him, the guy was actually right to bring a knife to the gunfight, wasn't he? So yeah, there's something there. Well, that is interesting. So knife wins. Well, I mean, you know, you wouldn't necessarily announce, I have a knife, I'm going to stab you. You'd probably aim to get as close as possible. So, yeah, it is a little bit of a toughie, that one, isn't it? So I'm just going ahead. There's no grey on there, but I'm just going to go ahead and do that bit. Yeah, but in the Untouchables example, the guy's entering his house, so it's very close quarters. But he is a policeman, so he is trained on how to use a gun, and he did have his gun drawn. So, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, if both guys know it's a fight, yeah. But if it's any kind of ambush, any kind of close the distance, knife will most likely win. As Dark said, you just a little poke and they're done. Although, well, no, maybe not actually. Maybe they get stabbed up a load of times, and I'd hate to be in a knife fight. I'd hate to be in any fight. I'm pretty sure I'd make a fool of myself. Although I did all right in the last fight I had, but yeah, I'm pretty confident I make a. I'm no trained warrior. I think in any kind of violent situation, I look silly. I get a red face and shout a lot, gesticulate wildly. Yeah, there's a difference between gun in holster and gun in hand. Yeah, for sure. I'm actually edge highlighting stuff that isn't been painted grey yet. So chainswords. I'm not convinced chainswords are actually that effective a weapon. I think they'd be very prone to jamming. I don't know why we don't see chainswords break more often. But I know it's just sci-fi setting and it's just fun, but they don't strike me as the most effective of weapons. Like, they might be prone to jamming. You know? Right, so we've got knife wins. Phones. Is there something in that if you're pissed off, you interact with content longer? Is that a thing? Like, is that it? Like, if you're annoyed. Sorry, I know I've moved on from chainsaws, but if you're pissed off, isn't it something that you're more likely to stay consuming? Oh, they've got special teeth. Okay, right. That makes sense then. If they're special teeth, then that I can get behind that if the teeth are special. That's fine. Do chainswords have machine spirits? Oh, I thought it was only complex machines that had spirits, but I guess maybe chainswords would. That's a good question. Do little things have machine spirits? Oh, on the subject of machines, I was talking to one of the guys who works at Salisbury Games Workshop, and originally, Necrons were going to be the Men of Iron, but they phased out the robots and then brought the Necrons back a few years later as a new faction. But from what I was hearing, Necrons were going to be Men of Iron. The motors that drive them are basically more powerful than car engines, lore-wise, so they're less likely to get jammed. Teeth are special and tear through easily in a driven hand. Okay, all right. I can believe all of that. That is fine. I'm on board. I wasn't going to poo-poo chainsaws. I was just curious, but that all sounds viable. Like, if the motor's ridiculous and the teeth are super sharp, then that's fine. You know, I can get behind that. I don't like that edge highlight at all. Don't know why I'm doing it there. I don't like it. That line is too pronounced. Let's try and ease that up. Oh no. Gracier time. Let's just Gracier over that. Where is all my Gracier? I really need to figure out a better system of organising. The layout of this desk is a shambles. So can we get a little bit more convo going? Can you just let me know what have you been up to since I've been away? Anything of note? The main one seems to be Arc Raiders. But if you've been up to anything else, then that would be interesting to know. I feel like I don't know what it is, guys. I feel really off. Like, discombobulated. Like, really, I don't know, floaty. Land Raiders tracks break down. The Tech Marine communes with the spirit, but still requires a servo arm to change the broken track link. Sellsword Arts made a video about chainswords. It's brief but funny. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna make a note of that. Sellsword. Don't have a pen. This desk, man. Help me out, guys. I feel off. I feel off. I don't feel grounded. Maybe I just need to pick up something and stick with it. We got this purple. This purple is dried. Let's get the T'Challa purple out. I think it is this purple. Some brown for grounding. I'm not sure what that means. Some brown? Isn't that like a slang term for heroin? Are you telling me I need to take some heroin to feel more grounded? Can I even mention heroin on a YouTube stream? I guess I just did. The machine spirit is the voice of the machine, right? That's what we're talking about. Okay. Yeah. See, that's how my brain works. I was way off. You know what? Dark. I think it's bloody the right one. I think this is the Genestealer colour. The question is now, what could I highlight on this purple? What could highlight on T'Challa? Because it works well with the Chitauri purple. Looks good. But how could I just bring up that a little bit? What purple could I use to highlight that? You know? What purple? I know what it is. I feel rusty from having not painted in a while. That's how I feel. I think that looks alright. I think that could be our Genestealer colour. Did you see my crocodile? Do I do crocodile? I need a highlight. So, the question is, what do we highlight up? Could we... Now, I don't think that these, if they're so watery, I don't think these are going to be good for a highlight. Or, arguably, they would be good. I need to find a place for Army Painter paints. So they don't do a whole lot of pigment. What could they do? You should add some brown to that model. What, you mean take some heroin? Yeah, sure. Okay, I can do that for you. As you insist. Yeah, that... God, heroin. I tell you what the thing with heroin is, right? I never need to try heroin, right? I can see, whenever I see someone on a documentary or something that takes heroin, I think it was Ricky Gervais that said this, that heroin is yummy. Because you can see that they don't care about anything else. I think it was a Ricky Gervais sketch. Yeah, that's a good sketch. I think it was him saying that heroin is yummy and that he doesn't need to take it because he knows. Use them as speed paints. But speed paints as in how? Just to get into recesses? I think they have a use. Yeah, I think that works perfect. But ironically, they're not Army Painter paints. But we need a highlight. Now, what if I just add a bit of white to that blob of... There's white and T'Challa right next to each other. I'm going to go ahead and mix some white into that T'Challa. I'm going to mix them together. There we go. Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can do a highlight. What's that? Use some heroin. If I just... Ah, we've bloody got it. We've only bloody solved it. That's all it needs. Just a little...
If anything, I could probably put a little bit more white in there. But that's all it needs. Who would have thought adding white to a colour would make it a good highlight? Mixing paints, unheard of. That looks all right to me. Yes, and I like that. I like the STCs and the AIs are in Votann lore. I like that a lot. I like that they have robots just chillaxing with them. So if we look at that arm there, that's probably going to be that's probably going to be it. It won't be the same on all of them. It won't be uniform, but arguably I could have added a lot more white to that. But you can see that there's a difference, and I think that's going to be our Genestealer. I think that's it. I think we found it. So, for the love of God, guys, don't let me forget these. T'Challa and Druckhill. Can't play Arc Raiders, my AMD CPU is too old. What's that, lad? Nah, MDMA. Can't get old, just take them. What, you having trouble running Arc Raiders? Just eat a load of meth. That will solve it. You'll think your computer's running really fast. Or, no, really slow. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way around. I don't know my drugs too well. Right. Let's grab those, let's find those bloody Genestealers. Where are you hiding, guys? There you are. I found you. Ah! Oh, no one likes that sound. Oh, it's okay. It's only one of those little turds, those turd aliens. But now we can paint those as well. Ugh. Drukai. Okay, thank you. So this is where we're at with these guys. The blue, I love the blue. I think the blue's fine. This doesn't feel right at all. I don't like this at all. So I'm probably going to just paint over that and redo it from the get-go, because something about it doesn't feel right. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to take some grey and just greyify that. I'm just going to completely cover it up and then redo it. The trouble is I've done the purple on most of them, but I'm just gonna bite the bullet and go grey, and I'm just gonna fix it. I'm just gonna reset it all. Yeah, I'm just gonna reset it. I know I did quite a lot of work on that, but I think that we have to learn. Sometimes you just have to take a little bit of a hit. Now the reason I went grey is that I wanted to try and cover it up in one coat, so I felt like maybe white wouldn't have necessarily have done it. And I'm just trying to get in the recesses. I don't need it to be covering it too much on the surface, just to reset that a bit. Now whilst it's watery, I'm just going to go over the face. It's a shame. The lazy eye is going to go. Kind of want to keep the lazy eye. Can I keep that lazy eye? Kind of want to keep it. Don't want to lose the lazy eye. I definitely want to. We've lost the lazy eye. We can redo the lazy eye. It might be funny if someone's watching who's not part of the stream and they see me deliberately painting a lazy eye. That might be fun, especially if they pipe up and they're like, "Hey, you can't paint eyes properly," and then we can all be like, "I was doing it on purpose." It would be how we laugh. How fun will that be? We can all go, ha ha ha, lazy eyes. Wow. I missed the lazy eye. But that eye on the other side was just rubbish. I'm going to leave a little bit of the face. So much painting. But I think being able to let go and redo stuff, I think that's important, to be honest. I know it's a tough one to do, but I think being able to let go of a mistake rather than keep it, because I wasn't happy with it, and the amount of times that me and Dark were looking at it and we're like, something's not quite right, you know. So just have to live with it. The question is, could I get away with just putting the Drakari over this purple? Ah, but it's still got the red recesses. I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. I'll just shut my mouth and stick to the plan. Cold, you're in the UK, aren't you? So yeah, something that I had forgotten about is just how poorly insulated UK houses are. Yeah, I guess because it's quite temperate, you know, it's not something that's had to be a priority. But yeah, cold in the mornings was ridiculous. Because I'm in Finland, so they have to be pretty good at insulating things. But yeah, UK houses were chilly cold. I think my Warhammer addiction is under control. Actually, I have stopped buying minis, which is good. And there's been a couple of times where I thought to, and I didn't. So I think I might be all right. I don't think I need to buy any more. What I am interested in is getting bits. Well, I shouldn't buy buying anything if I'm following my own advice. But improving this this painting space. What I'm thinking of doing is moving my sofa around and then putting in a much comfier chair, and then move the cabinets back a bit, and then I can have a comfier chair and I can sit down a little lower. But I don't know, so I can like get proper comfy whilst painting. I was thinking of doing that, but yeah, above a garage, because that garage is never heated. That garage is not heated at all, so all that cold is coming straight up to you. Yeah, it sucks. UK insulation is crap. Like I say, the UK in general has got worse since I last visited. Everything seems quite run down. Right, that's that one done. So, can I get away with... Do I even need to do these ones? Could I just cheat? Maybe if I just like... What if I just whack the grey into the recesses only? What if I just do recess? Oh, well, if I'm doing the recesses, I could just do all of it, couldn't I? Maybe I will just do the recesses. Yeah, I did visit in November. But get this, right? Get this. On the Saturday night, in the evening, like 10:30 at night, I was walking around in a t-shirt. It was super mild where I was. But yet, when I in the houses in the morning, bloody cold. So... yeah, a lot of stuff is... yeah, everything's pretty closed up. But it's still lovely. Not the best time of year, admittedly, but it's all right. Although in Finland, November, I would say November is the worst time of year. Because the snow hasn't come down yet, so it's not dry. It's just horrible rain, but it's got a real cold, horrible bite to it. It's really horribly cold sting, but it's wet, and it's the worst because the water clings to you, and it's horrible. February is by far the worst time of year. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, well, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But, yeah, it's, hang on a second. Last time I was in the UK was 2014, and now it's poo. Has the UK's fate been attached to RC? Did RC going down the tubes ruin the UK? Oh no, it's true that they were linked this whole time. Their fates were intertwined. All right, okay, yeah, all right. Maybe I'm wrong then. I could be wrong. I am willing to entertain the possibility that I'm completely wrong. What I don't want to do is put the paint on so thick that I lose the face details, because I love every single one of the faces on these models is a winner. I'm a big fan of every single one. Dark, what are you doing in half an hour's time? Okay, that's all right, bud. That's all right. I was just curious because I have to chop my pre-workout, and then I've got about half hour before it kicks in and starts making me nauseous. So I thought we could squeeze in a little cheeky Arc Raiders game, but that's all right. I'll just do solos. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, in half an hour. No, I will be. I will be trying to exercise, so I will not be around. However, hang on. So let's work this out. So if we're going by UK time, it's what, 9:05 now for you. So you're going on your appointment 9:30. So, I can't even do it with the time difference. It's next to impossible, Dark. It's next to impossible because my boy likes to sleep in here, so I can't talk on comms. So yeah, I can't. Finding a time is really tough. But we can just keep winging it and trying to. What I don't want though is for Arc to take over my life. What I need to do is to be here painting. That's what I want to do. But because Arc is addictive, it can tap into my fondness for upgrading and skill trees and gaining XP. I'm a bit of a sucker for that kind of thing. So let's just do that leg like so. Can you see the other leg? Ever so slightly. There's quite a lot of detail on this guy. But we can just keep winging it, Dark. We'll just keep winging it and see where we're at. Okay, Dark, let's do it. I'll try. I won't be able to comms, but we can use the we can try and use the chat wheel or something. I'm so happy, and this is the thing, right? We wouldn't have bloody solved the gene stealer problem. No worries, Jav Dav. I'll catch you later, buddy. Drop a like if you haven't already before you go, bud. You know how it is. Let's get that ad revenue up so we can actually do stuff like, because I've got the stuff to give away. I just can't afford the friggin' postage. So let's drop me a like, and then we can actually do some good. Try and take care, buddy. Let's do some friggin' nice things. Like, it shouldn't be so hard to just be nice, to do nice shit. It shouldn't be so difficult, just to be nice to someone. Because again, like, I'm going by my regularly mentioned life ethos. Table on his worst day. That's what this is for. Table on his worst day. What would Table on his worst day like? And I think Table on his worst day would friggin' love someone to buy him a pizza. You know what I mean? That's what we must always. I'm always going to stick to it. What would Table on his worst day like? That's going to be the guy. That's the guiding principle. But yeah, why is it so hard to do something nice? Why are we so compacted? Why are we so squished? Why is there so much pressure being heaped on? It's not right. Thanks, Jav. I'll see you next for the next stream, buddy. Now we've solved the gene stealers. Did we solve the spines? Did we decide what to do with spines? Dark. I think I'm going to leave them blue because the gene stealers' spines will be blue. I can bloody base coat the other stealers now we've got the colour. No good deed goes unpunished. Yeah, it's yeah. But it's all right, Francois, but there's also this, right? Me giving stuff away isn't a selfless act, right? I get something out of it. It feels nice to do something nice, right? It's not just like a one-way thing. Like, I feel good making someone else's day a little bit better. Does that make sense? Lighter blue or creamy bone, white personally. The rule of thirds. Okay. I'm not sure. I guess because the bone could still be human bone sticking out, so you could arguably do that. It would make a bit of a highlight of the back. Do I want the backs to stand out that much is the question. It's an interesting thought though, Dark. I think we might have to... Now the question is, do we experiment again with these guys, or do we just go ahead with what we've solved? That's the dilemma, because we've already experimented with these guys once and lost. So maybe we need to save that for another one, or we go for it. Even so, I want to paint over these mistakes, get these done. I'm not overly sure what the rule of thirds is as well. Clearly, isn't it like 60, 30, 10? Is that what you're thinking of, or am I mixing up my rules here? All right, okay. So maybe, all right, you know what? Let's not rule it out, okay? I am going to paint over the spines, right? Let's leave that option open. Maybe the spines will be the pop, okay? Because their spines are literally popping out. Let's do that. I'm okay, but I'm not going to do it with this one though, because this one is more full carapace, you know. I'm not going to do it with that. So, because he's guy's more stealer than human. But with the ones where it's just bone, which is the other four, I'm willing to give it a go, Dark. I think you're right. You've had a lot of good ideas since we started this stream in Lark. Oh, hey, the date. What's the date today? It's the 13th. Happy birthday to the stream. Started streaming on the 10th of October. It's been going a month. I know I've not been around for a few days, but happy birthday. Happy birthday, me. We've been doing it a month. Ah, man. What a month. What a month. Think of all the painting we got done. We never... a month ago, we didn't even bloody know... a lot of us didn't even bloody know each other. Huh? Check that out. 1 whole month. We never knew each other. And do you know what's really nice? Is that I don't know you other than from the text on a phone, right? I don't know you other than that. But it feels like I do know you. I mean, there are exceptions. I've talked to Dark loads. But like, you all in my mind have this little book of what kind of person you are. I don't know, I like that. Something about that's quite nice. If you wear white shirt, socks, blue jacket, and the same blue pants, and black belt, and the buttons tied together, an accent. I see. Stream cake day. So cake, that just reminded me. So when I was in England, I ate what I wanted. I was like, I'm on holiday, I'm not doing healthy. And on the Sunday morning, I had a full English breakfast. Then I ate my mum's full English breakfast. She didn't want it, so I ate it. And then when we left the hotel, I went and got myself a Cornish pasty. It was a lot of eating. So, but yeah, so the cake just reminded me of that. It's eating everything I could. All of the English sweeties and the Crispies. Everything I couldn't get in Finland, I was eating, which is basically everything. I've got a theory on Finland. I think it's too small a population. to really bother exporting stuff. The birds are not real. Is that another Portal 1 with the birds are not real? Oh, I'm totally painting that off camera. Need a little bit more grace here. Ah, we figured out the gene stealers, and I didn't even see it remotely coming. Had no intention of stumbling across solving that. Yeah, close. Bird drones. Okay. Yeah, clothes with fashion and clothes. Clothes is just a uniform that I have to wear to go outside. I don't care about my clothes at all. It's literally like I can't go naked. I'll just wear whatever. I only have one pair of trousers. I've got 2 jumpers. I do get annoyed because I wear too much green because it's a green jacket, green trousers, and I've got a green jacket that I never wear because then I look completely green. But yeah, I literally only have one pair of trousers. I couldn't care less. I really should buy a second pair for a redundancy in case the first pair break. I mean, they're already pretty beat up, but yeah, I just don't. I don't have any interest in clothes. Yeah, Minecraft skins, comic book characters. Okay, so what you're saying is that I should dress up like comic book characters. I will dress up like I don't know what comic book character I'd like to. I will dress up like prison camp Magneto as a boy. I'll get myself a tattoo and put on some prisoner fatigues. That's what I'll dress as. Ah, this is leg. What I will try and do as well, guys, is for the next stream, I will try and up my game with having something specific lined out. I felt a little bit rushed this morning just because I was trying to cram in some Arc Raiders matches. But I will... Oh, hang on. Is that Carapace? Oh, yeah, it is. That's a little Carapacey, isn't it? That's... On the subject of being nice, right? I think it's like selective nice. I think if you're going to be nice to everybody, you burn out. You use up too much of yourself. I think it's like selective nice. And another nice thing that someone said to me is just be nice and put a little bit out. Just put a little bit out each day without expecting anything back in return. Just put out a little bit nice. And I like that one as well. It's not being nice to everybody, but just put out a little dollop of nice, just to some random person, be it holding a door or saying thank you for something. I don't know, not stabbing them. I'm totally painting off camera. Sorry, guys. That leg is the same though. It looks like it's blue, and this one's a little bit blue. I'm going to do a little bit of mixing there. Because that can still be flesh, but this can be a little bit blue. It can be like a state of transition. That's what I'll do. And the same with this leg, because the top of the leg looks quite human still, but then the bottom looks a little bit Carapacey. That's what I'll do. So let's just figure that out. So he's got double foot. Is it double foot, double face? No, this is single face. I love these faces with no eyes. Oh, he's got one eye. Let's just... But this arm, again, this guy's half and half. He's a little bit more transition-y. We can have some fun with this guy. He's a little bit more not complete. The rule of 3 colours is achieved by using a dominant colour, secondary colour, and an accent colour. So think about Batman. Batman is black, grey, and yellow, right? That's what I think when I hear Batman. Yeah, black, grey and yellow. Unless you count the colour of his face as well. So flesh colour. The abs of this model are going to be a lot of fun to paint. I'm going to put a little bit of water in there just so that it's not too thick around that part because it looks so nice. Ah, yeah, I was thinking on the chest, but yeah, the belt is yellow. That's true. Yeah, so that definitely adheres to your colour thing, the rule of thirds. Can we go back to the little bit about being nice thing, right? Because what really pissed me off is that in trying to be nice, so you pay your postage costs, yeah, sure, okay. Then PayPal took a fee for just facilitating the money transfer, and it's like it shouldn't. You should be able to do something nice without putting yourself in a bind. What? I don't know where I'm going with this theory, but it shouldn't be so difficult. Like, I don't know where I'm going with that theory. Something's not right. Something doesn't quite add up. Let's get this last stealer done. Doop, 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 doop. Yeah. In what capacity do you get taxed on gifts? I know that I can't bring anything through UK to EU customs easily without potentially getting charges. I certainly can't have anything posted through customs. The last thing I tried to get posted from the UK to here, I paid more on duty import taxes than I did the cost of the item. Yeah. Well then, Dark. So okay, let's talk about that because that interests me as well. So that's dog shit, right? I would say don't give me the car. So how would you give here's the thing. How would you give someone a car without giving them a car? Right? So you can avoid having to pay that tax. Because I tell you something on frigging taxes, right? The big boy money makers, they're not paying much on tax. Why is it the poor buggers who get a gift that they really need of a car having to pay the big boy taxes? Because I think people are dodging taxes wherever they can. I just think the more you've got, the easier it is. And that could be just a wild theory. I don't know if I really stand by that. But how can we give someone, right? We're trying to give Dark a car. How do we give him a car? He's in the UK. We've got a car in, well, what country is the car going to be in, Dark? Yeah, that too. I don't know how I could give Dark a car without paying a tax. Could you rent him the car? What if you rented the car to him? As under £1,000 is under a legal limit. So is the limit 1,000? Right? Because if it is, I'll give you a £900 car for starters. That's one way around. You could have a really cruddy car. Have them buy a car. Yeah, but then then there must be a way for you to not have to pay tax on things. And it must be a bit of a grey area loophole. It can't be outright criminal. But there must be a way that you can get out of having to pay tax. That there's a loophole that is already being exploited. £999. What if I had my car valued at £999? Or say like it was a nice car and I gifted you I removed the body from the car, the body frames, the doors and stuff. So it was basically a working car, but it was bare skeleton, and I valued it at $999. Yeah, and also I bet you GoFundMe is taking their cut. I bet you GoFundMe is taking a percentage of that haul as well. So like you can't even give money to someone. You can't even give something to someone without someone else taking a snippet from it. You can't even give stuff. Like, you can't give a car. You can't. The GoFundMe, I'm sure you're not seeing every single penny. That's bonkers. There is a key difference between a gift and a sale. You could gift me the money and sell me the car for that amount sometime later. That would work with a little extra pay. You could give me the money and sell... Can you give money, though? Oh, the US allows you to give up to 1.3 million in a tax-free gift. Ah, 1.3 million. Would 1.3 million set you up for life? If you put it in an account, lived off the interest and said, I want to withdraw every month. Hell, like, you could put the 1.3 million in an account and just say, I want to withdraw 2,000 a month. That would cover you for the rest of your days. What about if it was 10,000 a month? No, that's maybe a bit too much. $600 Venmo. What's Venmo? Right. Steelers coated. Yeah, okay, so there's some situations. 1.3 million. Or, guys, what would you do? All right, just say 1.3 million. You've just been given 1.3 million. What's the first thing you do? What's the first thing you do? I think the first thing I would do is I would go to a luxury spa and have a nice big bacon sandwich in a hot tub. I think that's the first thing I'd immediately do. What about you guys? 1.3 mil. You've just been given 1.3 mil. What would you go and do? What would be the very first thing you'd do? Yep. Was it a blood swap or a blood? Well, your blood fiend activities. Enjoy, Dark. I will catch up with you later. But yeah, what's the 1.3 mil? I think mine's a jacuzzi and a sandwich. Extra bacon. Cheap house in a cheap cost of living state. That's a good move. I will message you, Dark. Yeah, I will message you. You on my Steam still? If not, we need to get you on there. We'll figure something out, bud. Enjoy your appointment. Put solar panels on the roof. Heating and cooling house. So, yeah, okay. Your ideas seem a lot more mature than bacon sandwich. Yeah, they're kind of interesting. Yeah, cheap cost of living state. What is a cheap cost of living state? Now, hang on. Here's a thing, Francois. You have a thing called property tax, right? So, like, the size, the square footage of your house, the bigger the square feet, which I thought was bonkers. Is that right? Have I got that right? So you could buy your home, but then depending on the size of your home, you have to pay a tax on it. Like, that's crazy to me. I even recently found out that you have to pay monthly fees when you buy a car. Like BMW, if you want the heated seats, you've got to pay a little bit. South Central. Okay, none of those sound coastal. But there's some options. At least there's more than one. But yeah, not owning something that you've bought. Like, if I got to the point where I've won and I've bought my house, I then don't want to be paying tax on a house that I own. You know what I mean? Maybe I've got that wrong. Maybe it's not the case of that in the US, though. But I think it might be. Property tax, I think it's called. Okay, if you buy a cheap house. So it's the cost of the house that indicates the amount of tax. So expensive house, more tax. I'm happy that we finally got off the. I was a little bit intimidated about painting today. I was a little bit like I haven't painted in ages, but thank God I got over that. It's always a battle, always a battle. And where you live can have the drastic difference on tax levels. It's the appraised value of the property, consideration for location and neighbours. So, say I wanted to buy a house, right? I wanted to buy a house, but I'm not happy paying as much. Could I bring down the value of the area? Like, if I paid a couple of homeless people to hang out there, if I drove around at night shooting a gun out the window of my car, and could I have an effect on the prices? And then buy my house on the cheap? Or could someone else, I guess someone else could just jump in and buy it. Oh, I will reduce the neighbour's appraised value. Okay. So I still have to pay, if I'm in $1 million neighbourhood and my house is a slum, I bring down their value, but my value will still stay quite bad because I'm in that neighbourhood. Okay. But what's to stop me from it? Right, say I pick a neighbourhood, right? I mess around with that neighbourhood and I bring everyone's value down, right? But the devaluing is because I'm going around throwing dog turds at people. I'm shooting my gun at night around the place. Oh, this guy's not finished. I'm shooting my gun at night and I bring down the value of all the properties, right? And say I bring them down so much, in fact, that people start moving out and I start buying up all these properties, right? So say I drive down the price by shooting my gun and stuff, buy up the properties, and then redevelop the area and sell it on for a massive profit. What's to stop me doing that? Ah, law enforcement. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, at least there's something in place there for not ruining the neighbourhood to make some money. Right, we are coming up to the 2-hour point, guys. I have to exercise. Don't want to, but I kind of have to, unfortunately. Kind of have to, otherwise my body starts hurting. So gonna have to go do some exercise. The plan is, so on the weekends, I've got the kids solo Saturday night. But once they're down, I think I can come on a stream. I'll be on Sunday night. Tomorrow, looking to be on during the day, much the same time as today. It does look like it's going to be 2-hour chunks, just because I'm so obsessed with Arc Raiders at the moment. But if I can keep away from it, I might be able to do a longer stream. But the main thing is that I'm on a little bit every day. That's the main thing. I want to be on a little bit every day and get comfortable with painting and get better and try out these Army Painter paints. But that's kind of where we're at. So yeah, that's it really. So that's the list of things I want to do. Yeah. Appreciate you hanging out with me, guys. I really needed some social. It seems like going 3 days without social kind of sucks a little bit. So thank you for hanging out with me. Trick is finding a smaller 100-year-plus old town that's quiet. Tax and crime will be low, cost of living will be low, and then you can afford repairs on your own property. Francois got it figured out, hasn't he? There we go. He's got it figured out. Guys,
thanks again. I will see you tomorrow. I'm definitely going to come on, and we can work on those Steelers. Or if I clean this bit a bit, we can find something else as well. But I'll have some more stuff lined up, and we can figure it out. But friggin' appreciate you guys. Thank you. I will see you all. I'm not. I mean, how many times can I say I appreciate you? I'll see you later. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh no, wait! I jinxed it. Every time I say see you tomorrow, it doesn't happen. I'll see you when I see you, guys. All right. Take care. Bye.